Andy, it's Hope. How's it going?
Hi, Hope. All good here. How are you? I'm hoping you're feeling better. I know how it can be. I went through this same thing with the Fool. Why do you think I was bugging you for more information?
You know, I got to thinking, after that last conversation you and I had, it took me a couple of days to calm down. I was so mad at myself.
Been there, done that. Now to see you go through the same thing is equally maddening. That Fool, he is something.
So I gathered all those notes he had left behind and I started to put things together. I think I now have a better handle on the Fool's method of trading stocks.
Oh yeah? Well, you know, it's all about proper money management techniques.
I think more like never ever take a big loss, no matter how sure you are of the stock.
But let me tell you something, Hope. When a stock starts zooming, do you know how hard it is to even entertain the thought that things are going to turn bad? There's no feeling like it when she's flying.
That is what I found out by going over the Fool's notes and comparing it with a chart of GameStop. Let me show you. I am sending you a document with charts and some tables. Look at the first chart. This is a weekly close from August 2020 to November 2020. I can clearly see a set of higher highs and higher lows, which proves to me that the stock is an uptrend, especially when I look at the volume here at the lower part of the chart.
Yeah, I understand now. Everybody talks about trading in hindsight, but you must have a plan in real time. The plan is to place a test buy first time, to check if your view that this stock is in an uptrend is correct. The Fool calls it an experimental or a test buy.
At this point, I'm going to draw my trading table. The reason I draw this table is to keep track of my buys, my stops, and a record or a journal of every move I make. The Fool says that this is a game between me and the stock. The stock gets to make a move, and then I get to make a move. He says that I must make my move immediately after the stock makes its move, but the stock can take as long as she needs to make her move after I have made my move. She will always take that advantage over me. Now take a look at the trading table. I entered my first test buy as 100 shares because at this point I'm the least certain of myself. So my entry is small. If I'm wrong and the stock moves against me, I get out at a predetermined loss, which will be a very small loss.
The first stop loss in most cases would be 10% below the prior low. How do you apply this to GameStop stock?
Look, this is clearly an uptrend in GameStop stock, and I'm ready to make my first move as soon as GameStop makes its first move. She made her new high here. She closes the week at $16.08. This is where I make my first entry and buy 100 shares at $16.08. Then I look at her prior low, which is here at $10.47. I place a stop at 10% below that low. If the stock goes down from where I bought it, instead of going up, then I know I'm wrong, and I must protect my capital and get out of my position. The price is 10% below the last low of $10.47, so I would place a stop at $9.42. In the worst case scenario, I lose $1,608 minus $942, which equals $666. This is the price I'm willing to pay to let GameStop prove to me that she is the right stock at the right time.
Hope, you're sounding like the Fool. You have the makings of a successful stock trader. I never saw this coming.
Funny Andy with his funnies again. Be serious for once, will you? Now my trading table would look like this. No other data can be now filled at this time, nor can anyone predict what will happen to this stock. I have now made my move. Now I must wait as long as it takes for GameStop to make her next move. And there are only two outcomes now left for GameStop. She can either continue her move upward and make a new set of higher highs and higher lows, or she can turn back and take my stop out by going down. I just wait.
Yeah, you now wait as long as she wants to take to make her next move.
As it turned out, you didn't have to wait long. Just a few weeks later, in December 2020, GameStop made a new higher high at $20.15. The low prior to this new high was $13.31. 10% below that would be my new stop, which is $11.98.
But how much do you buy at this new higher high? GameStop has proved to you that your first interpretation was correct. She's in an uptrend.
Whatever I buy now must not create a huge loss if the stock now turns down instead of continuing upwards. The fool says, try another 100 shares, so I buy another 100 shares at $20.15. But I move my stop up from $9.42 to $11.98. Now let me go to my trading table and fill in the next row of data. Now my trading table would look like this. My total commitment is $3,623. My stop is $11.98. In the worst case scenario, my 200 shares will sell out at $11.98 if GameStop starts to go down instead of continuing up. And I would lose $3,623 minus $2,396, which is $1,227.
So you're willing to risk a bit more now because she has proven to you that you were right the first time.
Exactly. Now that I made my move, it is the stock's move next. Again, she can take as much time as she needs after my move. She has that advantage over me. My move needs to be immediately after hers, but she can take her time to make her move after mine.
It was in January of 2021 when GameStop really made the news.
Yes, GameStop exploded on incredible, unbelievable volume to close out the week at $35.50. This is now my next buy price. But how much to buy at $35.50? I run my numbers. The worst case scenario is that I do not want to lose more than $5,000 on GameStop. Based on this, I buy 300 shares at $35.50, move my stop to $18.50. Now let me take a look at my trading table.
But how do you pick the amount to buy and the sell stop?
I picked $18.50 as my stop because that trigger would be my risk limit of $5,000 loss. But this was a crazy, crazy week. That volume explosion for the week was crazy. So I know the end of the move is coming, as do most traders. But how to trade this correctly?
You still look to closing prices for clues, right? It's always about price and volume action.
As the move ends, it is better to look at daily closing chart instead of a weekly closing chart. I can clearly see a reaction, and then GameStop looks to be reclaiming new high prices, so I buy at the closing high of $43.03, and my new stop would be 10% below my last buy because GameStop is now in crazy mode. And I am not taking a loss on this stock.
But how much to buy at $43.03?
Now I have reached a point where I do not want to lose a dime on this stock. So I buy 500 shares at $43.03 because the worst case scenario stop loss is $39. If the worst case happens, I would still be ahead with $3,212. Look at the trading table for a second.
And then came the exhaust move. You know, despite knowing this, most people wouldn't be able to trade it properly because emotions take over. Emotions about money. There is nothing like it.
Then came the incredible several days as the stock closed to new highs each day. But the final gap up was on significantly lower volume than prior days, so one would sell out at a close of that day. Closing price around $340. The fool had given me this information that day, but...
Yes, I remember. Let us not fret over spilt milk. She made her final move, and you need to make your move instantly to get out near the close of that day. Around $340 selling price for the 1,000 shares, or you get $340,000 on the $35,788 you invested. This is the foolish way to trade, my fellow fool.
Yeah, check out the final trading table. Easy to say, hard to do. So simple, yet so hard.